enrolling in Medicare Part B, and a few things that you may want to take into consideration. Also, I have this article for you right here, which I will be popping up on the screen in just a minute, as I do feel like it does have some pretty good information, but more on this in just a minute. Now, if you're watching this video, I do anticipate at least one of the following probably applies to you and your situation. You either recently turned 65 or you're turning 65 at some point this year, or maybe you are retiring and losing your healthcare coverages from your employer and transitioning into Medicare. Now, first off, congratulations, seriously. This is a very exciting time. I know you might be thinking, oh no, this isn't exciting. This is frustrating. Hey, I totally get it. It can be a very, very frustrating and confusing transition. In fact, I've shared this before in other videos. Both of my parents turned 65 last year. We went through the process of enrolling in Medicare, which is honestly not all that hard. You can simply enroll in Medicare by either calling Social Security or by going to the Social Security website. So that's not all that difficult, but the tricky part is enrolling and finding the best Medicare supplement, otherwise known as Medigap plan, the best Part D plan, or Medicare Advantage if you decide to go that route. Now, first off, let me throw this out there really quickly. See this phone number right here? This is by far your best resource with this transition. It's the partners here on the channel, Chapter Medicare. They are helping seniors every single day. In fact, they are the leading advisors in this country, helping people look through the 20,000+ plans across the country to find the best plan at the best price with the best coverages for each person and their personal needs. Again, so they can see the doctors they want to see, the networks or the offices they want to visit, the prescription needs if they have any at all. They're looking through all of that and taking all of your personal needs into consideration to find the best plan. The best part about it, it's 100% for free, and over 1,000 people here in this community have already called them and connected with them and received incredible help from them, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people here in this community, I've seen the comments, I've seen the testimonials, are saving a ton of money. In fact, the average savings from the seniors that work with them is $1,100. But anyway, that's the average. Obviously not guaranteed, but a lot of people are saving a lot of money and getting really good coverages with that. Anyway, write the phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot, whatever you got to do. And again, it's right here, okay? Again, that'll be by far your best resource going forward here. Just take note of that. And again, it's 100% for free. More on that a little bit later. Okay, so let's pop up this article right here. I want to have this up on the screen so you can see it and follow along. But this is just an interesting article that I came across, and I feel like it has some pretty good information in it because here's the thing. It can be very confusing going through this transition. But here's the situation. Okay, it totally depends on what you want to do. And again, your personal needs. I know there's a lot of people out there that say, oh, you got to stick with traditional Medicare. There's other people that say, oh no, Medicare Advantage is the way to go. The thing is, it's going to be different for everybody. Everybody's situation is very different. And again, why the trusted advisors here with the phone number will help you with all of that, okay? That's up to everybody's own personal situation. But anyway, so here's the situation. You can choose traditional Medicare, which would include Medicare Part A, Part B, and then Part D, if you decide to take that. Again, that is for prescription coverages. And then a lot of times people also get a supplement, otherwise known as Medigap plan, to cover what Medicare doesn't, okay? Now, a supplement, otherwise known as Medigap plan, is not required. You do not need to do that. However, most people do. Just saying, okay? Most people do because it's just, you want to reduce your exposure as much as possible. But again, absolutely not required. Or the other option would be choosing Medicare Advantage. Now, Medicare Advantage is also referred to as Medicare Part C, C as in Charlie, okay? That's a whole nother can of worms. We can open up that one in a separate video, but there's a lot of moving parts there. Now, here's the thing that I want to point out really quickly. And as you can probably notice here with this article as well, Medigap plans, there's a bunch of different options out there, okay? So these are provided by private insurers, and there's a lot of different options. But one of the things about them is that the coverages within these plans need to be identical based on the type of plan that it is, right? So they're identified by these different letter designations, the type of plans that they are, right? But then the coverages within these need to be identical. But guess what does not need to be identical? The cost. Yeah, the cost of these plans is wildly different. And that is the thing that most people don't recognize, is that you could have 5 different people have the exact same plan. One person pays, however much, just whatever, just X dollars. Somebody could be paying twice as much. Somebody could be paying 3 times as much, literally for the exact same coverages, just depending on the carrier of that plan, okay? And that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that all of these plans, for the most part, are pretty much identical, depending on their letter designation, but yet the plan pricing and the cost of that is very, very different, which is why it is so incredibly important. Again, I'm going to say it one more time here, which is why it's so incredibly important to have these people, the leading advisors in this country, working on your behalf to find all of those options and to save you from the situation of, whoops, got the wrong plan, as in I got the right plan, but I'm paying way too much for it because I'm choosing it through, some provider, whereas I could get it through a separate provider, get the exact same coverages at a significantly lower price, okay? Anyway, so that's kind of the situation. So when it comes down to actually enrolling in Medicare Part B, not that big of a deal. In fact, right now, as I film this video in 2025, the Medicare Part B premium is $185 per month, okay? That's what it is, per month. Now, Medicare Part A in general is free, okay? That's the hospitalization, whereas the Part B would be like the doctor's visits, things like that. You probably hear people talk about that. And then obviously Part D is prescription coverages, okay? But anyway, Part B is $185 per month, and they cover basically 80% of medical exposures, right? However, there's still that 20%. There's still the 20% between what Medicare doesn't cover. That's where the Medigap plan comes in, or like some people refer to it as the Medicare supplement, but it's technically called the Medigap plans. This is what covers that 20% spread that Medicare technically doesn't cover, okay? Anyway, these are a couple things that I wanted to point out for you really quickly. And by the way, when it comes down to the Medigap plan, you can certainly find one on your own. That is totally fine. Go for it. If you want to do it on your own, by all means, go for it. But here's the thing. Working with these advisors, like right here, with this phone number right here, that's totally free for you to do that. They have access to over 20,000 plans across the country, and they're literally looking through them, helping seniors every single day with this, right? So the point being is that you can certainly do it on your own, but with 20,000 plus plans across the country, I don't know why you just wouldn't have somebody that's knowledgeable, extremely helpful, and a professional in the field and has access to all of these, look through your situation for free and find you the best options for your personal situation. Again, by all means, if you want to do it by yourself, that is totally fine. But after going through this with my parents last year, I thought, yeah, nobody should really be doing this on their own. At least have somebody help you through this and find the best options for you rather than just trying to hack it out yourself, which by all means, again, if you want to do it yourself, you can. Not a problem whatsoever. Do whatever's best for you. But if you can leverage somebody else's knowledge, somebody else's basically database of having access to over 20,000 plans, I don't know, if you can leverage that 100% for free, sounds like a good plan to me, right? And let somebody do all the grunt work on your behalf. Yeah, exactly. Now, you probably already know this as well. I'm going to throw it out there really quickly here, and then we're going to wrap this up, which is you have the 7-month window around your 65th birthday. So the 3 months before you turn your 65th birthday, the month in which you turn 65, so 3 months before, the month of your 65th birthday, as well as 3 months after. It's a 7-month initial, or the initial enrollment period into Medicare, again, 7-month window. However, if you're retiring, you have an 8-month special enrollment period, okay? So if you're retiring, you have an 8-month window from the time that you retire, okay? So that's what it comes down to. Now, it feels like, 7 and 8 months, that's a long time. You're right, it is a long time. However, just like they mentioned here in this article, you probably want to start working on that quickly, and you want to get to talking to somebody about your plans right away on that, because time goes very quickly. I think we all recognize that. Before you know it, all of a sudden, whoa, I got 1 month to go here. Yeah, exactly. Time goes very quickly, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're scrambling to try to quickly to plan. So again, please establish communication with the trusted advisors here with this phone number right here waiting for you. Establish communication right away. Even if, let's just say you're turning 65 in December of this year, or October, or September. That's fine. Seriously, reach out to them now. Establish that communication. They can get that going. Start looking for the different plans out there. And as soon as you're within your initial enrollment 7-month window, or the 8-month special enrollment window, they can start working for you immediately on your behalf. And again, getting those plans locked in for you. Anyway, just a few little quick side notes that I want to share with you here in this video, as well as this article here. And again, I just thought there were some pretty interesting notes within there that I just wanted to share with you really quickly. Anyway, as always, leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. I will do my best to answer those. Otherwise, stand by. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Otherwise, again, I've said it so many times, take that number, write it down, take a picture, take a screenshot, whatever you got to do. Reach out to them 100% for free. They will work on your behalf diligently to find you the best plan options. And again, whatever it happens to be, a Medigap plan, Part D plans, Medicare Advantage, if that's the best fit for you, whatever it happens to be, they will help you through this. It can be very, very confusing. And you can ask them all the questions you want. Go at it. Ask them all the questions. Seriously, that is what they're there for. And again, it's 100% for free. Now, let me ask you a huge favor. Who do you know that needs this information? I know you know a few people. Just think of them. 1, 2, 3 people, friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, coworkers maybe. Please share that phone number with them as well. Again, phone number right here so they can also get that very helpful assistance navigating into Medicare and, again, transitioning there. It'll be incredibly helpful. Anyway, go ahead and share that. Otherwise, again, take a picture, take a screenshot, write it down, whatever you got to do here. Thank you so much. We got to do whatever we possibly can right now. After seeing my parents struggle through this last year, I thought, you know what? I don't want to see anybody struggling through this, especially those of you here in this community. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. If you've not done so, please consider subscribing. Big subscribe button down below the video. Check out the well over 5,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand selected for you down below in the description or popping up on your screen here in just a second. You'll see some videos there. Again, thank you so much. Please have a nice day. Thanks for watching. And until next time, I hope I can see you again soon in the next video or the next live stream. And until then, take care and I'll catch you.